Worldview with GAURIE Dwivedi. Mondays and Fridays, 9 p.m. I am in conversation on some of the key issues, the geopolitical trends that's happening around the world. It's India Connect and how New Delhi stands to get impacted. Today, of course, I will talk about the Indo-Japanese equation that stands to possibly get impacted, maybe realigned, as there is now a new dispensation in Tokyo. Shinzo Abe was the prime minister twice, first in 2007, then again in 2012. He came after a series of short-lived governments that led to huge instability in Tokyo and hampered its ability to respond to the key challenges that it faced. First and foremost, China, its growing aggression, and secondly, economic stagnation. To Abe's credit, he brought in a dynamism in Japanese diplomacy that hadn't been seen in decades, and that led to closer ties between US and Japan, and also expansion of the Indo-Japanese ties. After Abe's sudden exit from Japanese politics, there's going to be a void. But the hope that most people are now relying on is the fact that there is continuation in terms of some of the key members of Abe's cabinet, the foreign minister, who will continue in the new dispensation as well. Before I come to the points of convergence and the key areas of focus between Japan and India, I want to quickly highlight how Abe made a huge difference in Japanese diplomacy. He took on China more aggressively since 2012. Most importantly, the Senkaku Islands, administered by Japan, claimed by China, just like it claimed so many other islands in South China Sea. And secondly, warmer ties with US. Now, US and Japan do share a treaty, and US is treaty bound under the 1960 treaty to protect Japanese interests if there is an act of aggression against Tokyo. Having said that, the warmth in the equation added a new dimension to the equation. Of course, even the India-Japan equations have also been deepened under Shinzo Abe. Remember, there's a very personal, deep bond that Abe and Prime Minister Modi share, and chemistry is really the backbone of diplomacy, as they say, and which is why the Malabar exercises, the Quad, and so many other fronts on which Japan and India have realigned. Now, three areas where I will say the focus has to return under the new dispensation, and New Delhi needs to take the lead, because if there is some flux that's happening in Japan, then it has to be India that needs to play the bigger role. First and foremost is economic participation. Yes, there is a large India-Japan investment and bilateral trade, but it can be up to the next level. We are really wanting manufacturing to take off. We're really wanting research and R&D to be a key focus area, and all that is where Japan comes in. And India needs to really now woo Japan in terms of getting big ticket investments and also R&D tie-ups. Second important area of convergence has to be China. Beijing's growing aggression that India has faced, that Japan has faced, has brought in the Quad together. But also India and Japan need to work far more closely, need to realign their security interests in the entire, not just the Indo-Pacific region, but also the larger Eurasia region. And third, and equally important, is the focus as far as the larger messaging that needs to go out to Eurasia and some of the other important leaders. So that's really what I feel as far as the Indo-Japanese equations are concerned, set for a realignment where New Delhi really needs to take the lead. I'm going to be back in another episode of Worldview on Monday evening at 9 p.m. to dissect some of the big trends that are happening around the world, its impact on New Delhi, and what really could be the change in terms of foreign policy that you can see on Rise in a Hill. Thanks so much for watching.